Hello and welcome back to Yoga with Laura Ashland. We are continuing our series. We're always continuing our series. Every day, if you got yoga into your life, even 10 or 15 minutes a day would be fabulous. The more you practice, the more you're consistent with your practice, the more you see that it becomes more than just movement, of course. But welcome and thank you for joining me once again. One of these days I'm going to introduce to you my granddaughter who loves to watch Grandma's Yoga on TV. And as soon as she's a little older, we're going to go ahead and put a practice together, the two of us, and you can see that to be childlike again in your practice is so very important. And we might end up calling it Grandma's Yoga, and that's what I am. I'm a grandmother of 3 and a mom of 6 and have quite a large family, but I would love to introduce that idea that no matter your age, we can still all be young again in our movements, especially wise in our emotions, but young in our movements. Welcome. In today's practice, we're going to work the side angle and triangle and the warrior 2 aspect of things, but we're going to, again, we're kind of putting twists a little bit or revolving into some of these. Not all will work, but some element of a twist would be adding flavor to the piece. Many actually come with the twist, but we're just trying to add a variety of postures for you. And as you are doing this at home, and thank you for subscribing, you can always push the stop button, the pause button, and maybe look at the still and see, oh, the hand is here, my hand's better over here, my foot is better this way than I see Laura doing it that way. So that's the really cool part about the YouTube channel, is that you can pause it, adjust it. Maybe I did say 10 minutes in down dog. Well, then pause it and stop it and maybe do as long as you would like to hold that down dog and then restart again, and then we flow together or we don't. But that's the beautiful part of the technology. I know there are drawbacks. It's not the human condition, humanity together, but it certainly has its advantages at times in your practice. So we will start right off the bat with down dog. If you've been sitting with your folded legs, Sukhasana is an easy seated posture, and it's not that easy. We were raised with furniture, and we're used to sitting in a chair or a couch or something, and a lot of these postures are presented to you so that you are able to sit on your own bones and use your bones as furniture. So sitting folded leg is not necessarily for everyone. Maybe even half the population. I really don't even know the statistics, but there is something to say about sitting in Padmasana, which is full lotus or half lotus. It's not always easy for people, especially if you're just beginning to practice and you're over the age of 35 or 45 or even 55, and you still want to see what yoga is all about, and you see these postures and you go, oh, well, that won't be me, and you'd be surprised. But we do want to take it nice and slow. This comes from an ancient culture and a practice where they didn't have nearly the environment that we have inside our homes, and so people learned to squat and they learned to sit in a way that was protective of their spine, using the base of their legs as a chair, so to speak, or a stable piece of real estate for them to be comfortable in long enough to enjoy meditation or just enjoy some peace and stillness. So it's kind of
new to people, and I want you to make sure that you are comfortable. Sit whatever works for you. This is a process, this practice, and it will grow and grow. So we will go ahead and bring up those heels on the inhale. And I'd like you to see you just float up that left leg this time. Often I start with the right. Looking toward the fingertips, I'm going to go ahead and bring that in, dropping my foot at the front of the mat by the frame of the hands, or maybe it's even behind the hands, that's fine. I want you to lift up just a little bit as we practice a little pyramid stretch here. But I'd like to see the roll in the body. Maybe I'm going from heel to the flat foot, forward and the front foot, and up to the toes and the back foot. So just rocking back and forth here just a little bit. You could also have a bent knee. Watch the extra overstretching of that front leg. So slight pyramid. I'd like to be more upright here than the collapsing pyramid. That's not where we're going today. Those are deep passive stretches and they're important, but we want to remain a little bit higher. Then I'm going to take my back foot and turn it about 45 degrees. I don't want it perpendicular to the mat. I don't necessarily know I want it straight ahead either. That would be more your warrior one or your Surya Namaskar flow. Some people do turn that back foot down. That's perfectly fine. That keeps them balanced and safe. And they may head right up to the warrior one from that foot. I just prefer parallel feet. But we're going to go warrior two today. So as I bend in left knee, right over the ankle, I still have a brace of a 45-degree foot in the back. We'll press up, then turn. The thoracic spine turns out, and a little bit of a drop in with the right pelvic joint here. It feels really nice to kind of have it come this way, but now my hips are off at a diagonal off the mat. So the warrior two, it's very challenging posture. This is not a beginner posture. It could take weeks, months, mostly years to figure out the warrior two. To bring the hips square takes an action here in my right leg to almost roll that femoral bone out just a little bit. Doesn't matter how low we go here, as long as the knee is fairly remaining over the ankle. I'm sorry I have these big baggy pants, but I've tried those tight yoga pants and they're just not for me. Not very good for demonstration though, because I know you guys need to see that, but I'm really uncomfortable in tight clothing. I really like it to be a little looser, so I apologize that maybe you can't quite see the action here. So if you take your right hand, and here I have knee in line with hip, here's the change. Knee will tend to spin out a little bit, kind of turn. The medial tendon inside the knee tends to twist a little bit here, so be very careful. That's why it's not. That's why that 45-degree foot does that to the knee. So be super careful. That's why I like them straighter, more parallel sometimes. Here comes this warrior two, Virabhadrasana V2. Not too much rotation or twisting that we can get out of the warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, turn into the reverse warrior. That's a lateral flexion of the spine. Again, now rotation. Inhale, back to the warrior two. Exhale, slight shift in the hip, but not stick out sassy hip. Just a nice turn. I'd rather see length come out of spine, almost like you're leaping or diving away from the body. You can have a bent knee or a straight leg. Be careful on the extension here. I like a micro bend in the knee, which is just in between. Now we get to roll spine. Find your triangle. Exhale, lowering down that top arm, finding good space. Inhale, revolve your triangle. Return the left hand inside. Left foot, I dialed my right foot back up a little bit, little heel toe, to be comfortable here. This becomes side angle. Of course, underneath my countertop. I might decide, and this is up to you, to do the rotation of side angle. Inhale. We're going to go ahead and draw the hand back. Lifting from powerful left leg, rotate back to the warrior two. Inhale. Up comes my left set foot and toes, but its action is coming from the heel of the foot. Turn. Exhale, lower down. This can be any amount. Hands out to the side, head down, arms. Bringing the hands on the front line of this mat. They're kind of right under my gaze. Inhale away. Again, inhale away from the stretch. I might come to fingertips. That feels better for me to raise up. I can collapse, but I don't feel as open and free or lifted as I do if I would have blocks here, or of course the fingertips. On your next exhale, you can bring hands flat on the block or on the floor. Bend the elbows, allow the back to grow long here. I may decide to reach to the back and rotate. Spine is so free when it's upside down. So the rotation tends to be freer as well. Now I might put hand on the thigh and bring it over, or excuse me, side of the leg and bring it over, or maybe not. When you're exhaling, kind of release yourself from this posture. Inhale back up. Couple of breaths. And please, if this is too much, bend these knees. Okay? Exhale. The elbows come down, spine grows long. Arms can be out to the side. Again, they can be folded up here, or maybe not bind, maybe hold the invisible ball. That's up to you. And then bringing the woven knuckles over the top. Again, all of this is to play and experience, experiment with the body. I like coming away and lifting, then setting up my hand to come to the back. Holding the outside of the lower limb here, or taking the opposite hand and creating another bind here for the twist. Arm can be up or not, on hip, straight ahead, scratch. Exhale, I'm curling. So this was lift and almost sun up, right? Now I'm curling the body back into itself a little bit. Releasing that bind. That's very moon, very cool move there, as opposed to lift here becomes a little more sun, a little more radiant lift. Inhale, inspire. So Prasarita with a little bit of a twist. Now we can come up several.
Back up. Rising lock of belly, even with legs open. Uddiyana, uprising lock. Then picking up the left heel, turning out. There goes right foot. Find the warrior two. Here go the hips, right off the corner of the mat. We want to draw the hips till they're square. Knee wants to follow. Doing your best to keeping that knee back. Warrior two. Inhale as I lengthen that front leg. Exhale as I drop it in. Wait to settle. Then inhale, find reverse warrior. This is a lateral flexion. Again, we've done this before in the other videos. It's not a back bend. It's a sideways movement. Inhale back through the warrior two. Exhale as we shift the hip just slightly, bringing spine long over that front leg, right leg. Finding triangle, rotating. Exhale as I lower that right hand down. Inhale as I rotate out. Parivirta Trikonasana. Exhale as we lower down. I'm going to readjust my foot. Maybe heel toe the back one. Slide this one in. It's better to move the back foot. This is fairly stationary. Bend in that front knee. Bring my hand inside. Rotate to side angle. Exhale as I roll my spine toward the left. Exhale as I roll my spine a little to the right, almost neutral. Pick up the foot, turn to the center of the mat. Neutralize all bones. Once that foot came offline, everything was back to symmetry again. Exhale, relax. Inhale, come up. Feels so nice to be lifted. Heel toe, heel toe. Folding the knees. Exhale brings you down. Taking the hands behind. Lowering nice and gentle. And back where we were at the beginning. Again, sitting comfortably. You can certainly straight on the floor, sit on a block, sit on a pillow to rise and bring those hips anterior, tilting forward a little bit, gives spine length. This is a 90-degree angle. I'm sitting, I'm stuck, but if I tip my pelvic girdle forward, I get more lift from spine. So if you need to sit down, again, as we were in the beginning, or we're used to furniture, this isn't always very comfortable. Thank you for following along today with a hopefully gentle sideways movements off the root of the warrior two and a little bit of twisting Not as much twisting as the first series, Straight Out Namaskar, Straight Ahead series, but it's more sideways work, a little less twist. Be gentle and careful. And thank you for sharing your practice along with me. Namaste.